My name is Councillor Dion. I'm here to at least commend the decongestion exercise that has begun, by the Accra Metropolitan Assembly and that of Kumasi Metropolitan Assembly. It's a good work, that needs commendation. But I just don't like the way they are going about it. We have been too soft. We have been too lenient over the years, and the issue and the problems kept compounding year on year on without any ending to this menace. The street hawkers, the people selling in the streets, on the roads and the pavements within the city centers in Ghana, Accra, Kumasi, Takoradi, Koforidua, etc. It's about time we stop these people from doing these things on our street with immediate effect. There should be no mercy at all. There should be no mercy at all. Fortunately for this government, this is your first year in office. You have 4 years. This is your first year. So this is the time to make and take all the radical moves, all the radical decisions to clear our streets, to make Accra, Kumasi, Takoradi one of the best cities in Africa, because the perennial flooding in Accra and some parts of Ghana, it's a deliberate thing. It is self-imposed thing. Why? Because we allow these street people, the people selling, the traders selling in the street, to occupy majority of the pavements and the roads, and most of these people deliberately fetch sand to block the sewages, to block the gutters, so that they can sit on it comfortably to display their wares and sell their goods. I'm telling you, this is what some of them do. They deliberately block these gutters. So when you go to these areas, where the city centers, where the traders have blocked the roads, they are selling on the streets, in the middle of the street, on the pavement. You could see that most gutters in these areas are blocked, and I am telling you, it is deliberate. And those that are not blocked, they eat, drink, and dump all their refuse and everything into the sewage, into the gutter, blocking them. And so when it rains, the flood do not have a passage to go, and therefore it floods onto the street and enters people's offices and homes. Secondly, refusing to clear them. The Criminal and Other Offences Act of Ghana, Act 29, states clearly that no one can consent to harm. No one can consent to harm. And therefore, we cannot allow these people, in the name of, we don't have jobs, we are creating jobs for ourselves, in the name of, that is where we feed ourselves from. We cannot continue allowing them to live and stay in the street, to be selling in the middle of the street, on the pavement, so that they have now indirectly given license to drivers to run over them, to knock them down and kill them. This is self-induced. This is more like consenting to a future harm, which is an illegality. And this must not be tolerated anyway, in any form, by any government or any institution. Because the people selling in the street, one day it has happened, twice, it has happened many times, and it is only going to get worse because the numbers keep increasing. The number of traders in the middle of the streets keep increasing. And so one day a vehicle will just run over, will lose a brake or something, a mechanical fault, and will run over all of them, and we're going to lose hundreds of people. And that is going to be the burden of the society, burden of the government, and burden to the children, the families they belong to. Why should we sit down and look on until this happens before we take a decision? Why are we afraid? Why are all successive governments afraid to kick the people out of the street, to clear the street, to make it easy, motorable, to make it easy for pedestrian traffic? Because right now you get to the streets of Accra, and in most areas the traders are taking over the pavement and some of the lanes of the street. So where it is three lanes, street, road, the traders have either taken one of the streets completely or two of the streets completely, leaving the street, leaving the place to have only one lane, or maximum two lanes. They have taken over the other one. And again, pedestrians do not have a walkway anymore because the people are selling all over the place. So the pedestrians have to be walking in between the vehicles, share the vehicular road with the vehicles, which is very dangerous. Why should we keep looking on? This is 21st century. Why should we keep looking on? We all enjoy and feel happy when we travel outside and we see the streets out there and it's beautiful, it is clear, and people are moving freely, vehicles are moving freely. It also reduces traffic drastically. So why can't we implement same here? Why can't we do that here? Because the people selling in the street, the traders who are selling on the pavement and in the middle of the street, they know, and they have confirmed several times on camera that they know whatever they are doing is an illegality. They know it's illegal, but they are still there doing it. And then we also look on in one way or the other because we are scared if we kick them off and we stand our ground and prevent them from coming back, we're going to lose the next election. What kind of stupidity is that? Let's do it now. This government must do it now. In your first term, do it. By your second and third year in office, it will become stabilized. Everybody will now become used to it, that there's nobody selling in the middle of the street and on the pavement anymore within the city centers. And this will keep our cities clean. Then the government can get opportunity to clean the gutters for easy passage of flood. And then the vehicular traffic will also reduce. Pedestrians will find it easier to find walkways to use to prevent accidents. If we cannot do this, then I'm sorry, you are not a government. I am sorry, you need to be kicked out. We need not tolerate that anymore, because you see, the old way of doing politics in this country has changed. This time around, we want to get everything right, and the government must be radical this time around and must be deliberate in its decision. Do it. The mayor of Accra plus the minister of the Greater Accra region, Kumasi mayor, and the minister over there, you must make sure this is done. The streets are cleared and clean. The same people you will kick out painfully, in a month or two or in a year time, they will come back and say, oh, the streets are so clean now, there's no flood anymore when it rains, and the place is beautiful, and now you can easily walk freely, and the traffic situation has reduced drastically, and that is going to increase productivity. We need to do it now. We cannot continue sitting down and looking on for this to keep on going on unabated. No, we cannot do that. And so I disagree with the mayor of Accra putting a red line somewhere and saying that they can sell where they cannot cross. Kick all of them from there and get the bus stop boys, pay them to go and clean or recruit people to clean. After you clear all the people from the hawkers from and the traders from the streets and the pavement, employ people, go and clean all those places, the silt, all the choke gutters and everything, so that it become clean, so that the city will become clean, so the city can smell nicely, so that when it rains, everybody can sleep. Nobody will be worried. We need to pick a lesson. We need to do something right. We need to get it right this time around. It shouldn't be business as usual. We clear them from the street today and tomorrow they are back on the street. What work have we done? And when we clear them from the street and the people know there's no way they will be allowed back onto the street, there's no way they will be allowed back into the middle of the roads, onto the pavement, they will find better places to do their businesses. They will find better places to sell, and buyers, customers will locate them to go and purchase. This is what we must do for our country. And until then, we will keep on bashing the government. In fact, we have just started. And if the government does not clear these people from the street and keep Accra, Kumasi, Takrade, whatever, clean from pavement hawking and in the middle of hawking in the middle of the street or whatsoever, if you don't do that, and in Ashanti region, Adjusco is another area. If you don't take care, you are driving from Accra to Kumasi, you get to Adjusco. If you don't take care, you run over hundreds of traders selling just beside the road, because you are descending. And as you are descending with the streets and with speed, you just climb into the town, you see this, traders selling all over the pavement and everywhere. And the slightest mistake, you will kill hundreds of people. Why do we look on? Why do we look on? We therefore urge the current president, President Mahama, give your appointees the power. Give them the go ahead. Tell them we want a clean Ghana. We want the street to be free from this, pavement and middle of the street hawking and trading. Clear all these people, and those who rent stores and they display their wares on the pavements in front of their stores. You need to stop them with immediate effect. This is how we can keep our cities clean and keep our gutters and sewages and our, drainages clean. Our drainages clean and unchoked, and keep our cities smelling good. This will also reduce traffic, vehicular traffic, and this will also help prevent the constant accidents, road accidents happening, within our city centers. This is Change Africa Movement. My name is Councillor Dion. We will keep an eye on this, and if the government is doing something right, we will come and commend them. And if they are doing it wrong, we will come and bash them, and we'll keep on talking about these things until we see the necessary change that we want. This is why we voted for you. We want to see radical changes. The old things that has not been done, we want to see them done now and done appropriately, and not just lip service. Enough of the talking. Time for action. Tomorrow, we will talk about the Bastard Boys. Watch out. Follow us on YouTube, Facebook, and TikTok. Change Africa Movement and Councillor Dion. Thank you.